None of you here are actually procrastinators because when the deadline is tomorrow, when failure could damage your career, when the consequence is serious enough, you always move. You don't delay, you don't overthink, you act. So the problem isn't laziness. The real question is, what's happening in your brain when the pressure isn't that extreme? Why does urgency suddenly unlock focus? And why does everything feel impossible when the danger feels distant? Today, before we talk about solutions, we're going to understand the mechanism, because once you understand how your brain decides to act, beating procrastination stops feeling like a fight. Chapter 1: Rational Decision Maker versus Instant Gratification. Inside your brain, there are two systems competing for control. One thinks long term, it plans, it considers consequences. The other wants comfort, now. Instant gratification doesn't care about your future, it doesn't remember your past. And it can't visualize outcomes, it only asks one question: what feels good right now? That's why scrolling wins over studying. Why entertainment beats effort. Why easy distractions feel irresistible. Your rational decision maker knows what matters, but it's quiet. It works in the background. Instant gratification is loud, fast, emotional. Procrastination happens when the loud voice wins. Beating procrastination isn't about removing desire. It's about making the future visible. When you clearly picture the cost of delay, lost time, lost progress, lost opportunity, the rational side regains control. You don't need more discipline. You need better awareness. Because once you recognize which system is speaking, you stop reacting and start choosing. Chapter 2: Your mind's protection system tricks you. Your brain has one main job: to protect you. So whenever something feels unfamiliar, uncertain, or slightly uncomfortable, your mind sounds the alarm. This is going to be hard. This will take too much energy. Better do it later. But here's the pattern you've seen before. The last time you thought something would be painful, overwhelming, almost impossible, and then you finally started, it wasn't that bad. In fact, you probably wondered why you delayed it in the first place. That's because your brain doesn't measure reality. It predicts danger, and it often exaggerates. Procrastination is not fear of the task. It's fear of an imagined version of the task. The moment you begin, your nervous system calms down. The threat disappears. Clarity replaces tension. So the next time your mind tells you, this will be really hard, don't argue with it. Just start, because action is the fastest way to prove your brain wrong. Chapter 3: Your effort will always fill the available time. There's a hidden rule most people don't realize. Your effort will always expand to fill the time you give it. If you tell yourself, I'll finish this in a week, your brain relaxes. It stretches, delays, finds reasons to slow down, but if the deadline is tomorrow, something changes. Focus sharpens. Decisions become faster. Distractions lose their power. This isn't motivation, it's structure. Your brain works best when time is constrained. Loose timelines invite procrastination. Tight timelines demand action. That's why tasks that should take 1 hour somehow take all day. Not because they're hard, but because you allowed them to. So, shorten your deadlines. Create artificial urgency. Decide when the task must end, not just when it should begin. Constraints don't limit performance, they activate it. When you control time, procrastination has nowhere to hide. Chapter 4: Perfectionism is holding you back. Perfectionism is procrastination in disguise. You delay because you want it flawless. But flawless is unrealistic. So nothing gets done. Progress beats perfection, every time. Perfectionism delays action by convincing you that starting imperfectly is dangerous. So you plan more, think more, prepare more, and nothing moves. The truth is simple. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll wait forever. The first version is supposed to be bad, messy, incomplete. That's not failure, that's the process. Progress only happens after something exists. Perfectionism doesn't protect your work. It protects your ego. And the cost of that protection is momentum. So stop asking, is this perfect? Start asking, is this started? Start ugly. Improve later. That's how everything meaningful is built. Chapter 5: Your environment is not supporting you. Most people blame their willpower. I'm lazy. I lack discipline. I just can't stay consistent. But the real problem is often invisible. Your environment. And here's the part people underestimate. A messy, unorganized working station quietly drains your energy. Clutter creates mental noise. Visual chaos creates emotional fatigue. Even before you start working, your mood is already affected. You feel heavy, unmotivated, overwhelmed. Not because the task is hard, but because your space tells your brain everything is unfinished. You can't focus deeply in a space designed for distraction. And every time you resist, you burn mental energy. Eventually, you lose. This is why discipline alone doesn't last. High performers don't rely on motivation. They design their environment to make the right action easy and the wrong action hard. They remove friction from good habits and add friction to bad ones. Clean your workspace. Organize only what you need. Create a station that signals this is where progress happens. Small environmental changes create massive behavioral shifts. If your environment keeps pulling you backward, no amount of motivation will push you forward. Fix the environment first. Then let your effort finally work with you instead of against you. Chapter number 6. The opposite of distraction is traction. Most people try to fight distraction by removing things, deleting apps, turning off notifications, hiding the phone. That helps. But it's not enough. Because the opposite of distraction is not focus, it's traction. Traction means you already know exactly what you're supposed to do at this hour. Distraction happens when your time is unclaimed. When your plan is too wide, today I'll work. This week I'll be productive. There's no clear path. And when your brain sees empty space, it fills it with the easiest option available. Scrolling, snacking. Random tasks that feel rewarding but move nothing forward. A daily or weekly plan without detail creates invisible gaps. And those gaps are where procrastination lives. High performers don't just plan goals, they plan time. Hour by hour, block by block. Not perfectly, not rigidly, but intentionally. At 9 to 10, not do this task. At 10 to 11, that task. No guessing. No negotiating with yourself. Because when the time comes, you don't ask, what should I do now? You already decided when your mind was calm. Traction removes choice, and choice is where distraction wins. If you don't decide how your time will be used, something else will decide for you. Plan your hours before distraction does. That's how traction is built. Conclusion. Procrastination doesn't disappear because you suddenly become motivated. It disappears when you change how you respond to your mind. Set challenging deadlines because without pressure, effort expands endlessly. Learn to delay instant gratification because easy pleasure now steals meaningful progress later. Don't let your mind's protection system lie to you. Most things feel hard until you start. Then they're not. Stop hiding behind perfectionism. It's not high standards. It's fear wearing a smart mask. Build an encouraging environment. Your space shapes your behavior more than willpower ever will. And most importantly, create clear, detailed traction for your time. Because when every hour has a purpose, distraction has nowhere to land. You don't need to be different. You just need to begin and keep going.